Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Wednesday, December 6. In Squiz Kids Today, the king to visit Down Under, Wales's bomb in a garden, return of the sand surfing mole and Australia's greatest mullet. That's what's making news, kids style.
The lowdown.
Time to break out the good crockery, put the kettle on and be ready to use your best manners. Following news yesterday that King Charles and Queen Camilla are planning a visit to Australia next year. Diplomatic sources yesterday confirmed that October next year was the most likely time for the new king and his new queen to make their first visit as monarchs to Australia. But the big question already being asked is, what sort of reception will they receive? And will this visit be more of a popularity test than an actual diplomatic mission? You see, modern-day Australia is what's called a constitutional monarchy, meaning that we are our own country with our own government, but because of historical ties to England, our head of state is the King of England, who at this point in time is King Charles III. For many years now, lots of Australians have been saying that we should be a republic, which would mean cutting ties with England and having an Australian as our head of state. Many other Australians disagree, however, and they say that if the current system isn't broken, why try to fix it? Australia is also part of what's called the Commonwealth, which is a group of countries around the world that used to be ruled by England and still have the British monarch as their head of state. But the question is whether the Commonwealth has run its course too. A question that's being asked a lot at the moment as country after country cancels plans to host upcoming Commonwealth Games. There'll be lots of flag-waving supporters when the king comes to town, that's for sure, but you can bet it will also be the catalyst for lots of conversations about whether a king from the other side of the world should be our head of state and on the back of our coins. What do you think?
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Wales, where an elderly couple are sad after the pet bomb they kept in their garden was exploded by the army. Yep, there's a lot to unpack in this story. 77-year-old Jeffrey and his wife Sian told reporters in Wales this week how sorry they were to have lost an old Navy ship bomb, which they had had as a garden ornament for almost 50 years. Sian was especially disappointed, according to reports, because she used to bang the bomb with her garden trowel to remove any excess dirt it had on it. For what I hope are obvious reasons, having an old bomb that hasn't yet exploded lying around your garden is not all that safe. To whack the bomb semi-regularly with a garden implement is even less safe. So it was that within an hour of being alerted to the bomb's presence, a bomb disposal unit from the army rolled into the couple's village, took away the bomb to a nearby quarry, buried it under tons of sand and detonated it, which is a fancy way of saying they blew it up. Maybe the couple ought to go traditional for their next garden ornament. You know, I'm thinking something like a garden gnome. Far less explodey.
Animal Kingdom.
And it's a warm welcome back to the world, to the sand-surfing golden mole of South Africa, which has been rediscovered by a clever sniffer dog called Jessie. The De Winton golden mole is blind, as many moles are, and spends its days sliding underground through the sand dunes, thanks to a special oily secretion that comes out of its glossy fur. The De Winton golden mole had been feared extinct, as no one had seen one since 1937. But scientists put Jessie the super sniffer dog to work, a clever border collie, and she sniffed out a few trails that the golden mole had left in the sand. by collecting sand samples from those trails and examining the DNA that was found in them, including mole snot and mole poo, scientists were able to confirm that they were the trails of the De Winton golden mole. How clever is that? Good dog, Jessie. You sniffed out some mole poo. Give that pup a treat. And yes, I've stuck a link to photos and video of the mole in today's episode notes. It is super cute.
Believe it or not.
They call it the haircut that's party at the back and business at the front. And thanks to the NRL's Ryan Pappenhausen and Tino Fasua Malaawi, the mullet has become fashionable again. Maybe you know someone in your class with a mullet. Maybe you have one yourself. Well, all things mullet have just been celebrated at Mullet Fest on the New South Wales Central Coast in the town of Kurri Kurri, where the best and bushiest mullets on the heads of Aussies aged 3 to 83 have been judged. There were Best Mullet Awards given to kids, Best Mullet Awards given to adults. There were even people flying in from overseas with their flowing long locks to take part in the comp. I stuck a link to a photo gallery in today's episode notes. But finally, there could only be one winner. And it was a bloke called Mitchell White, who told the Today Show, "It's not about how long your mullet is, it's how you wear it." And as we go into the Christmas break, and we don't have to cut our hair for school, I think there's probably something in that for all of us. Can you hear that? That, my friends, is the sound of summer holidays, and they're just around the corner. Which also means an end to school, and an end to Squiz Kids' daily news podcasts for the year. In fact, this is our second last daily pod for the year. We'll have one more tomorrow and a quiz on Friday, but then it's holiday time. But don't panic, we're not about to leave you completely in the lurch. As with every summer holiday, we've got a whole bunch of summer content planned to keep you entertained. Every Friday of the holidays, we'll be putting out a bumper kids versus adults quiz on topics as varied as the world's weirdest animals and movies of 2023, so you can see who's smarter, kids or adults. Every Monday of the holidays, we'll publish a Squiz Kids shortcut on topics as varied as Christmas traditions around the world to ice cream and roller coasters. And don't forget our great big Squiz Kids Joke-a-thon, which will drop on Monday the 18th of December, just in time for your Christmas road trip. We had so many excellent jokes sent in, we can't wait to share them with you. And of course, a Squiz Kids Book Club episode every Wednesday, where kids review books for other kids. And we'll be sharing, finally, the podcast of our recent Canberra live show, which I can promise you is packed with fun, including a snake draped around my neck. Eey. All this great content will drop in the Squiz Kids feed over the holes. Just subscribe in your favourite podcasting app to make sure you don't miss out. Speaking of Christmas, are you scrambling for that last-minute Christmas gift for your kid's teacher? Are you caught in a last-minute Secret Santa classroom Are you caught in a last-minute Secret Santa classroom mashup? Or are you simply looking for a few stocking stuffers? Well, we're here to help. The Squiz Kids merch shop is open for business, ladies and gentlemen, and will be shipping right up until December 18. Sorry, Emma, but you're going to be packing until just before Christmas. And as a special offer, I'll be autographing limited edition Squiz Kids water bottles and trucker caps between now and Christmas for that personal touch. So if you want me to personalise the gift by making it out to someone special in your life, just request an autograph or a message via the contact form on the shop website, which you can access via our webpage, squizkids.com.au. But hurry, only while stocks last.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. In which country has a sniffer dog just discovered a long-lost sand surfing mole? Yeah, that's right, it's South Africa. Question number 2. In which country did the army just blow up a bomb that had been sitting in a couple's garden for decades? Yeah, that's right, it was in Wales. Question number 3. What's the name of King Charles's Queen, who will be joining him on a visit to Australia next year? Yeah, well done if you said Queen Camilla.
Shout outs.
It's December 6. That means it's only 19 days until Christmas. That's right, just 2 weeks and 5 days, my friends. Deck the halls with bows of holly. It's also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday today. Gwen from Flagstaff Hill, Juvantica from Point Cook, Imogen from Drysdale, Rohan from The Ponds, Evelyn from Wanturna, and Max from Riverwood. And belated birthday shout-outs today go to Mason from Tregear, Joe from Riverwood, and Mitchell from Gulgong. And classroom shout-outs, we're powering through them as we get to the end of the year. Go today to Class 5-6T with Mrs. Xantis at Middle Harbour Public School, Class 5N and Mrs. Biedak at St Andrew's Catholic School in Ferny Grove, all the Year 6 classes at St Patrick's Primary School in Sutherland, students at Saints Michael and John's Primary School in Horsham, Class 2R with Ms Rachel at Westgarth Primary School in Northcote, Stage 1 with Mrs Bragg at St Philip's Christian College in Newcastle, Class 6R with Mrs Rawson at Pennant Hills Public School, Class 6S with Ms H at St Thomas's School in Mareeba, Class TG with Ms Gosbell at Whittington Primary School in Geelong, all of the students at Inglewood Primary School, running out of breath here, to Room 10 Literacy with Miss Turner at Boulder Primary School, to Class 5-6A and Ms Martha at Princess Hill Primary School, almost there, and lastly a special shout out to Miss Hutt's class at Exeter Primary School. Merry Christmas to you all. And don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, do drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. And remember, if you celebrate a birthday over the Christmas break, send us your birthday shout out by next Friday, December 8, and we'll make sure to include you in the weekly quizzes that will be going out each Friday of the holidays, because we don't want anyone to miss out on their birthday shout out. Well, that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. Christy will be back again tomorrow. For me, though, this is me signing off for the year of daily news podcasts, wishing you all a very happy and safe Christmas. And of course, in the meantime, remember to get out there and have a most excellent Christmas holiday. Over and out.